Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. So we are having our live section today. I'm going to be answering questions on whatever topic you bring about the process involved and the journey to the UK, especially those of us that intend to go with family. So we're all here. First of all, when you want to go to the UK, there are some processes involved, some steps you need to make sure that they are they are appropriately taken. For instance, the first thing you would need is your international passport. So your international passport normally should be valid, and the moment you have to renew it, it has to be like 6 months before expiring date. I think that's the timeline you have to renew your international passport. So if you know that you're actually going for September 2022, this is the best time to renew your passport. I recommend that if you have less than a year on it, even if it's 8 months, renew it now, because it's more difficult renewing your passport in London, as I said earlier in one of my previous videos. So when your international passport is ready, then you can apply to different schools to get your offer. Firstly, please, you can ask your questions. I'll see them, and if you ask your questions, I'll see them and I would answer whatever questions you have. So you can just type your questions and I'll be able to see it. Um, Firstly, when you're applying to different schools, you would make sure that the school you're applying to, you take note of their payment plan. You wouldn't want to enroll to a school that at the end of the day, your enrollment, they will tell you to pay 50% on enrollment. Some schools will even tell you you should pay the entire school fees, the entire 100%. I think I know about the University of Bolton last year. This last section, this September that we just went in right now, they told their students to pay full tuition. Without that, they can't be given cash. So there are schools like that. You have to be sure about your financial position if you really can afford this. If it's a school that you really like, then good, you can go for it and apply to such schools. But if you know that you intend to work and pay your fees and stuff like that, especially when you're coming with family, then you should try to filter down your choices to schools that has at least a low tuition plan, and the process of paying the tuition is stressless. They give you a longer period to pay. Some schools will tell you, okay, you have to pay the balance of your fees in 6 installments. Some will tell you have to pay in 7 installments. So I think Seaside University, I think it's up to 6 or 5 installments. But in the University of Hull, where I am presently, we have we have school fees, we have to pay school fees in 3 installments. Yes. So that's just basically it. You can tell me your questions and I'll be so happy to answer. And next again, some people are asking me, why do I need to get offer from different schools? During my time, I actually applied to about 10 schools. In the 10 schools I applied to, just about four gave me an offer. I don't know what happened to the remaining six. I guess the crowd, or I guess the crowd. That's why they were not able to attend to some offers. At the end of the day, they sent us a a mail telling me that, oh, we are sorry, we are not able to attend to your offer. This is what happened, and this and this. If I want to defer the admission to September next year, I said no, I'm okay. They shouldn't bother. So there are schools like that. So you make sure that you actually apply to various schools, apply to about at least 10 to me, so that by the time four just comes through or five comes through, you'll be able to streamline the ones you want in them. There are schools that accept third class. There are schools that accept second class upper or second class lower. So, okay, question is here. It said, how long does it take to get visa after applying? Um, Firstly, we have different categories of visa. We have the standard visa, which your decision comes out in 15 days. That's 15 days, yeah. And there's another one called super priority. Your decision comes out in 24 hours. And we have priority. Your decision comes out in 5 working days. And these visa categories, they are not of the same prices. They are not of the same prices. I think the standard, I don't really know the amount right now because it's actually sometimes they review these prices. So you can actually go on the UK website to know the amount for it right now. But we have the standard, which is three working weeks. Then we have the super priority, 24 hours, and we have the priority, which is 5 working days. Another question here is saying, does University of All accept HND? I don't think University of All accept HND, although I haven't really um, And although I haven't really checked, maybe I'll go through that. Someone said he used priority visa and it came out in 3 days. Yes. So your priority visa, it has a timeline of 5 days. It can come out earlier. I use them standard. Standard supposed to be 15 working days. Mine came out in 9 working days. So I think during that period, the crowd was not so much. So when the crowd is now getting too much, you see priority sometimes we turn to standard. It's that terrible. That's why it's good for you to apply on time and avoid the rush hours, especially in that, if you're going for September, in that August, the month of August is usually rush hour. Some people usually even get the visa without the attached letter and so many other little mistakes that comes. Some people will not even get their passport on time. They've already received collection mail. Some people have already did not even receive collection mail at all. So during that rush period, anything can happen. So you have to apply for a visa before that rush period. So back to what we are saying. If you have more questions, you can bring it. We'll discuss it. Back to what we are saying. For your offer, you have to look at their payment plan, as I said before, their the tuition. University of All right now, I think is the cheapest. Even if they have added some little amount to their fees, I think 2,000 there, 1,000 there. I think it's the cheapest right now. Please, what is in job opportunity in all for students and dependents? There are jobs. There are jobs in all. The issue is, are you ready to work? Then I'm going to do a video on the type of jobs available for students and their spouse. The moment your spouse gets their NI number, they can take up permanent jobs. Yes, but you as a student, you can always work, you can only work just 20 hours per week. So your type of jobs you can take is actually limited. The next question is, for nursing mother, how will someone cope with working and schooling? It's not easy. Childcare is not easy. Working and schooling is not easy. But in my school, in my department, I think we go to school once a week. So if you know that your school and the department you're in is similar, then you can take care of your child and go to school. And even that once a week is just for a workshop. Every other thing is done online. Every other thing is done online. So that's why I said, when you are taking up offer with your school, in any school, look at these things, look at your situation and know the things that would favor you, the environment, the syllabus, the modules, the frequency of classes, how it's going to favor your situation, especially when you know that you have a baby at hand. So that's just basically it. There are some courses that are very, very demanding, like nursing, social works, education, so many of them, they need enhanced practical. They are very, very demanding. So taking care of a baby or a less than 2-year-old child and going to school is going to be a little bit trickish, especially when you are not coming with your spouse. So that's why it's very, very important for you to come with your spouse. So two of you can actually plan your time and work things out. I think everything in UK is all about partnership. So till the next question comes in, let me go back to what I was saying. So I'm going to just be doing it like that. Yeah. So if a question comes in, I'll answer the question, then go back to what I was discussing. Yes. So after getting your offer, that is when it's advisable to do your TB test. If you do your TB test without getting your offer, you might have to pay for a modification of your certificate, which costs about 8,500. So you just have to make sure you have an offer first so that you don't have to start paying for correction on your TB certificates. I did a video on my experience at TB center in IOM Ikeja, so you can watch that video, and I gave some few tips on that, so you can watch the video and get heads up on that. So after getting your TB test, this TB test is very, very tricky. It has 6 months validity. So if you are going for September intake, it's valid from that May to September. So please do it early. They usually know dates, no time and all of that. So please do your TB test on time. Yes, Scholar is telling me accommodations here is hard. Yes, so accommodation is hard in the UK, especially when you are just coming in. Yes, it's very, very difficult, especially when you are coming with family. I also did a video on that, on my struggles getting an accommodation, and I did a video when I finally got an accommodation, what I did different. So said when I settled before looking for a job, yes. So you have to actually get an accommodation first before looking for a job, before looking for a school for the children, and stuff like that. So accommodation is paramount. To get an accommodation here is difficult because they're asking for credit history. You don't have that. They're asking for your pay slip. You just come into the country, you've not worked. They're asking for your bank statements and proof of address. You don't have an address. You're just coming in. So these people, they start asking for all of these things. And they're asking for guarantor. You're just coming to the country and you don't know anybody here, and they're asking for all these things that are difficult to get. So accommodations is really, really difficult. I think I stayed in a serviced apartment for 18 days and I paid about £1,800 for that 18 days. I came in August. That period was really rush hour. Like, people were coming into the country. Prices of hotels were going up. Right now, that same hotel, do you know that it's now like £30 per night? What I was paying like £150 per night. So you can imagine the money they made. Maybe we should actually go for this investment visa and get a hold on it, because there's really money in estate management and all of that, and hotel management. So getting accommodation is very hard. So thank you for that, Scholar. Let's go back to what we are discussing before the next question comes in, or the next comment comes in. So as I said, the TB certificate, your children also need to do it. Everybody will do it. Even your 2 months old baby who is going to do a TB test certificate. Yeah, the TB test, sorry. And if you're lucky, you get your certificate that same day. So when you're booking your time, maybe you could book for 8 a.m. or 8:30 a.m. so that before 4 p.m. you can get your certificate that same day. And as I said before, don't wait till the dying minute before you start looking for TB test. I'm trying to book dates, and a date is not coming up. I'm trying to do this. Start doing it now. By the time you book for a date now, they give you May. You will not have shaking. You will not be scared, because May is still a good time. Or they give you June. June is still a good time to do your TB test. After all, you are leaving in September, or you're applying for your visa in August or June. So please do these things on time. After getting your TB certificate, the next thing is to, during this period, offers have already your, what's it called, the things they require for your CAS is already coming up. Some schools will tell you they want your proof of fund, they want to see it. Some schools will tell you they want to see this TV certificate, they want to see your wife certificate, they want to do a CAS interview with you, they want to do this and do that. So during this period, all these things will be coming up, so you know what your school demands from you. For instance, in the University of All, they did not stress us. So I did not experience any stress one single day. First of all, they just gave us cash. Immediately, you just pay your tuition deposit of £2,000. That's all. They just give you cash and you apply for your visa. So that's it. Bade just says, how long does it take for University of Hull to respond after applying? I think applications is opened right now. I think it's opened right now. But during my time, my offer came within 5 days. Yes. In fact, I was not scared. I said, this type of school that they are giving offer within 5 days. Hope it is not a voicemail. Oh. It was so real. They were so fast, and I'm sure they're going to be very, very fast this time around. Because this school is charging a very, very low tuition, a lot of people are applying. So if you are interested in coming to University of Hull, apply. Just, in fact, apply for like 2 or more courses. You're going to get your offer on time. And if you get your offer on time, it means you're going to get your CAS on time. So that's just basically how it goes in University of Hull. The moment you've sent in your application, you don't have anything to fear. You definitely hear from them. It's not like all those schools that they will just hear you, or you will not even get any mail of acknowledgement or whatever it is. In fact, I think I said it earlier, 6 schools did me like that, or so, or before schools. I didn't even hear anything from them. It's when I finally got into the UK that I'm getting mails and say, oh, I'm sorry for not treating your application. Would you like to defer to 20? I say, by this time of the century. So University of Hull is not like that. The moment you've applied, keep calm. Your offer will come through, okay? Is that really that simple? So back to what I was saying earlier. Where was I? Okay, I was in the offer part. Yeah. So some schools will ask you for your proof of fund. Remember, your proof of fund has to be in your account for 28 days. But for the University of Hull, once you get your CAS, you don't need to, in fact, to get your CAS actually, you don't need to present your proof of fund. So we applied for the visa straight up. Scholar said ours was very close. We had to get someone in IMF for a closer date. Yes, your TB test, as we said before, please apply on time so that you don't have to start running a skater. You don't need to do that. You know how Nigeria is with stress and all of that. You don't need to do that. So the next thing, as I said before, is your proof of fund. It has to be in your account for 28 days. The UK does not care where you got the money from. Yes, they just want to make sure that, they just want to know that that money was in your account for 28 days. And after 28 days, you print out your statement of account. That statement of account is very valid for 31 extra days. So your statement of account is valid for 31 days. After 31 days, it's no longer valid. But it is advisable that you make sure that the account is up and running, everything is going smoothly. So for verification purposes, so you don't get denied or anything. Concerning that proof of fund too, I've had some people saying, oh, can I use a microfinance bank? Can I use this? As long as it is a bank regulated by the Central Bank of Nigeria, duly licensed, yes, you can use their bank statements. And I've also had some people saying, is this bank good to show funds? Should I put my funds here? Is this bank good? Is that? As long as it's a bank in Nigeria, although some banks, because of the type of crowd they have, type of customers they are very slow in responding to mails from UKVI. So you might want to patronize smaller banks, like what I did. I actually used a smaller bank, a regional bank, because I wanted somewhere that is small and they can easily get their mails on time. Not the one that is all over the country and so many customers there, so they don't send you. They're not looking for customers again. So, okay, as Scholar said, University of Bradford stressed me with CAS. I did great. Do you know, I actually wanted to go to University of Bradford. I almost went there. Oh. I saw their school fees as was it 17,000 pounds or something. I'm sorry about that. I was like, where will I see that? Is it 17,000, maybe 15,000? I cannot really remember. I almost came there. And a school like Bradford does CAS interview. Yeah, they do CAS interview. If you fail that CAS interview, you are not getting CAS. That CAS interview is just like visa interview. They'll ask you questions like, why do you choose the UK? Why do you choose the university, this university? Why do you choose this course? What is your work history? What is your passion about this course? Have you ever been to the UK? Do you have someone here? They'll ask you so many questions. And this interview can run to over an hour, 2 hours. You understand? So depend on what's the course you're applying for. Like courses like social works or early education or so other critical departments. They want to know if you have the passion and if you are qualified enough to do that course. And they want to know your background history, your educational history, if it's competent enough for that course, because they don't want you to come to that department and start struggling. So that's just reason why they do CAS interview and all of that. But in the University of All, we don't do all that. As I said before, it was an easy ride. In fact, this school is just like God sent to us. So it was a very, very easy ride. We just got our cars. After getting my cars, that's when I started counting my days for the proof of fund. That's when I started counting. I didn't do proof of fund first. There are some schools that you finish putting your proof of fund for 28 days, and then you start waiting for another 2 months again for cars to be delivered to you. There's someone that came gave me a DM a few days back, and he said this is the 3rd month, and this particular school, I don't call their name, this particular school are still not giving them cars. Hey, when people are already settled down, me, I've even forgotten the process. If it's not that we're having this discussion, and some people they have still not been given cars by this time for September intake. So please, when you are choosing your school, ask questions. Try to network with other people that have been in the school. Try to read their website, their policies, guiding their offer, guiding their tuition, the modules involved. Try to read all of these things so that to avoid a dino. Because there are some people now that applying to a school, they didn't know that they're going to pay 50% on enrollment. So that's just it. Yes, Scholar said 17,000. Wow, and you went there. Scholar, I wish you have money. So University of All, for that same course I wanted to go for, I'm actually paying £9,000, not £17,500. Okay, so what's the rate of houses for family of 3? Someone is asking the rate of houses for family of 3. You see, houses around there is not by how many people is in the house or how many rooms. It's by the location, the residential areas. There are some areas you go through because that place is well exposed. It's the same thing everywhere in Nigeria, for instance, in Lekki. You cannot compare Lekki house rent to that of the other, or what was it called, Ikeja, or how do you call them in Lagos? I'm not a Lagosian, so I'm just trying to create a scenario. So it's just like that. Normally it depends on where you are staying in the UK. If you're going to be staying in London, London is very expensive. Or if you are going to any school in London and you have family, in fact, I don't even advise whether you have family, you don't have a family, you don't have. As an international student, I don't advise you to go to London. London life is too expensive. You have tuition to pay, you have bills to pay. So I don't expect you to go to London. So for other places, I think you see a house of £450 per month upwards. But the highest you should pay is £650 for a family of 3. Family of 3, you need 2-bedroom flats. That's the father and mother's room, and then the kids' room. Yeah, so 2-bedroom flat is okay. Family of 3 can also stay in 1-bedroom flat. So yes, in one flat. Yeah, yes, they can also stay there. I think I have few friends that stay in 1-bedroom apartments. Okay, and Damilola said, University of All does not have project management. Well, you have to check the courses listed on the website so you know the course to apply to. So I don't really have all that information in my head and all that. Ibrahim said, my sister, well done. I'm really looking forward to study here in September 2020. My heart here is high crime. Oh my God. There's crime everywhere. There's crime everywhere. Just know that UK is much more better than Nigeria, whatever African country you're coming from. Okay, so but it's not that serious. There's CCTV everywhere. In fact, I hardly even see No, 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 just move that, okay? Move that in mind. And please, if I've not taken your question, you can send it again because questions are just popping up fastly. So you can send the questions again so that I can treat it. So that's just basically all. Crime rate is not that serious the way it is on the internet. I know when you go to internet and you check University of All or you check All City, and then you start seeing scary reviews of 2005, 2010. There's no recent review. No, it's not like that. Okay. Um, Someone said something about IOM. If you want to contact IOM, I think they have their website. You can go there, you can call the phone numbers, you can send emails to um to the contact details written there. I think they have the official email, they have the official phone numbers and all of that. So contacting IOM Ikeja or IOM Abuja is not so difficult. I say, okay, would you say what's the job opportunities for dependents in, of international students and all? There are a lot of job opportunities. So I'm very, very serious. For instance, there's Tesco, there's Primark, there's Boys, there's um errands, and so many other jobs. Okay. The only thing is that when it comes to technical parts, they will need certifications. They do a lot of certifications here. For instance, if your spouse is a mechanical engineer, there's a certification you need to do in order to get jobs in the mechanical engineering area. Okay, and every other thing. If it's an electrical engineer or if it's a this or it's a that, there are a lot of certifications for different professions. If you want to work in your professions here, you might have to do those certifications. Apart from that, there are jobs, customer service job, um production jobs, warehouse, factory, care, so many. You don't even need to do type of jobs that students do. As a spouse you have more limit to work full time. So the moment your NI is out, as I said earlier, the next thing for your spouse to do is to get a permanent job in any sector he wishes to. There are some jobs that will also train in. Okay, so sometimes you don't need to say, okay, because I don't have this certification, I shouldn't apply. Apply. Let them be the one to tell you and say, no, you're not qualified and all of that. Don't be the one to short-live yourself or to disqualify yourself. Okay, so there are jobs. I assure you, there are jobs, a lot. Me, for instance, I've been turning down a lot of jobs because I want something of higher pay. So I'm looking for something of like £12 per hour. So luckily they said they've increased salary now. So thank God. Okay, would you say, please, did you apply for admission and visa yourself or do you use an agent? For the admission, for the offers, I did everything myself. Okay? The only thing I used an agent for was for the visa processing. That's because I was already too stressed, mentally drained out. I have a lot of friends, in fact, a lot of my fellow international students in University of All that did the visa process themselves. I even have what's it called, tutorials and so many files to guide you on applying for visa yourself. It's not so difficult. Okay, I did that period in time because I was really, really sick. I was stressed out, work and all of that. So I didn't want to make any mistake. Okay, so that's it. All right, scholar said University of Bradford actually gave 5,000 scholarship, £5,000 as scholarship. Yeah, okay. So the tuition was 17,000 and some change, and then they gave him £5,000 as scholarship. So the total amount he paid now is 12,000. I think to get cars, I think you have to pay 5,000 too. Please confirm that, scholar. Thank you. I think to get your cars, you pay that 5,000 or so, and then the other balance. I don't know about their payment plan, so probably you contact scholar or you go to University of Bradford to get details on that. Bradford is not far from All. It's just about an hour, 30 minutes train from All. So All, Bradford, Leeds, Manchester, we're all in Yorkshire. Yorkshire, I think that's the name they call them. Yes, so we are all in the northern area of England. So we are very, very close. So I think in Bradford they also have good job opportunities there. So I heard. I've not been there, but University of All, I can tell you. Okay, so I think I'm relieved now. The concerning crime rate. When is the appropriate time for apply for September 2022? Yes, start applying now. The earlier, the better. The earlier, the better. So please, can you do a video on how to apply to schools and apply for visa? Okay, okay. I'll do a video on that, on how to apply to schools, what to watch out for, the guidelines involved. I'll do a video on that, okay? So there's no problem about that. Thank you for bringing that up. So expect a video within this new week we just entered. Yeah. So any other question? I think we're going to have just 10 more minutes now before we round up on this live section. Okay. So let me just go back to what I was saying earlier on. I think I was talking about the proof of fund. Yeah. When the proof of fund is out, that is when you should apply for your visa. When you're applying for your visa, you have to also pay for IHS. IHS is different from NHS. IHS is health, immigration health surcharge, while NHS is national health scheme. Okay, so it's two different things. You pay for IHS before you come into the country in order for you to be able to access NHS. Okay, so don't mix it up. I think IHS is £705 for a year, and it's 12 months in addition to that. You're giving 4 extra months of coverage, so that's about 16 months of coverage. So IHS covers that. It also covers your doctor's consultation and so little things, but I don't think it covers so many things like that as we think. It's just doctor consultation, I believe it covers. So you also have to pay for IHS. If you are going for 2 years course, it means that you have to pay IHS for 2 years at a go and all that. Okay, Scholar, please clarify what you're speaking about. So you think you have to pay for your IHS on a go? Okay. Like yesterday, what's the difference between IHS and NHS? That's what I just said. IHS is your immigration health surcharge. You pay for it while applying for your visa. So you pay for your visa. I think your visa is about 300 and something pounds. Then you pay you pay your IHS fee of about £705 together. Yes, but this amount you're not going to pay it in pounds, you're going to pay it in dollars. So you're going to have to use your dollar card to pay this figure and all of that. So it's different from NHS. NHS is when you are in the country. It's just a general name for all hospitals. Yeah. Okay. Someone is asking me, what are the payments we can do with Form A? Form A, you can use your Form A to pay for your tuition. You can use it to pay for instance, you have a prescription by the NHS. For those of some people that have these chronic issues like disabilities and all of that, I'll need huge funds to pay for their medical bills. Yes, as I said before, your IHS does not cover some certain things. So if you see that the bill they give you is so much, you can always use your Form A to pay your medical fees. Okay, especially those of them that have to undergo emergency operations here in the UK and all of that. I don't know much about that, but you can use your Form A to pay for medical fees. You can also use it to get your living expenses. Those of us that you are here as an international student, some from back home can send money to you in the UK for your living expenses, and they will do that through Form A. Okay, what next after your 1 year course? What do you plan to do next? Yeah, so after your 1 year in the UK, if you pass, there's an IFO, you're going to be given 2 years post-study visa, graduate visa. During these 2 years, you should be able to plan what you want to do next. If you want to pick up your skilled visa, a skilled work, if you want to look for your tattoo company to sponsor your visa, if you want to get into investment visa or into health visa and all of that. So that 2 years is enough for you to plan what next you want to do. But if nothing is coming forth concerning sponsorship of these visas, I think you should go for a PhD. Okay. He said in one of the videos, you talk about pay house rent with Form A. Yes, you can. Yes, you can pay house rent with Form A. You just need to send the invoice to the bank and then your other documents to the bank. The bank will tell you what to do. Anything that concerns Form A, just go to your bank and tell them, this is what I want to do. Whatever they ask you to bring it. It's just basically that. So there's nothing so difficult about that. Please, if I've not treated your question, I would want you to post it again so that it can pop up. I can see it because I'm seeing a lot of questions and I've been missing a lot of them. Yes. Applying for your visa, I think I'm going to share some files that can guide you through the process. Okay, so it's not so difficult, it's not so demanding as you think it should be. And when you're applying for your visa, please, if you have dependents, someone was telling me that the agent told her that she should say she doesn't have family. UK is very receptive of family. You don't need to deny that you have family. I am here with my family, and so is 1,000 others with families. Even when you have visa refusers before, maybe you've applied to Canada before and they refused you, you applied to Germany, you applied. That does not stop you from getting your UK visa at all. The only thing is that just be truthful, okay? Just be truthful and it will all scale through. Is there a scholarship in University of All? Don't allow her. Okay. Um, there's no scholarship in University of All because the tuition is already subsidized. So that's the explanation they gave also. And then the next person said their school does not accept for me. Yeah. Now wow. You have to use Flywire, sorry. And I heard that Flywire, their conversion rate is high, their charges is high. Well, sorry about that. So it's just for people that their school accepts bank transfer. So when you see bank transfer option, it means your school accepts that. And so you can actually do your bank transfer from your own country in any currency. So that's just basically it. Okay. Hi, Awele. Fumilayo, would you advise a year course or 2 years course for someone coming with family? It doesn't really matter whether you do a year course, whether you do 2 years course. Okay. The thing is that everybody is entitled to post-study visa, 2 years post-study visa. If you're coming for PhD, you're entitled to 3 years. If you're coming for MSc, you're entitled to 2 years. Even BSc too, I think you are entitled to a year. So I have to read that up. I'm not so sure about that aspect, but it doesn't matter. Although, if you really want to get more settlements, you really want to stay, buy more time, then 2 years, fine, 2 years. I think Teesside does 2 years. I think Glasgow Caledonian University does 2 years. Leeds Beckett University does 2 years for most of their courses. And this courses, I think, is at least £14,000 per year. So 2 years will now be 28,000. So, and you have family. You have to be, because you want to stay extra 1 year. This is something you can get with your 2 years post-study visa. Because you want to stay extra 1 year, you're not paying extra. So if it's not Teesside, I think Teesside is the only school that actually, I think it's 7,500 if they've not increased it now, because they increased school fees all around the universities in UK. So if they've not increased it, I think just Teesside is the only one that have a reasonable payment fee for 2 years study. So it doesn't really matter. Just choose a course, and make sure it's a course that you do, and then go for it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to 21 of you. Thank you for liking. Please like the video so that it can help me with my YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much for watching. Okay, Scholar said, I'm here with my 3 children and husband is coming in December. He has his visa too. Yes, please tell them. Do you advise the principal applicant come first and later bring the family? Yes, so Awele, the principal applicant should come first too, because first of all, getting a house, yes, I said before, except you want to come and now stay in a hotel, Airbnb, the way I was staying, and spend the money. So you know that your visa is valid for 3 months, okay? So why don't you, the principal applicant, come first, get a place, look for an accommodation, get settled in your school and in your books before bringing the family. Okay, I think it's a better thing to do. You know, some of you want to say, oh, I want to go with my entire family. Let all of us go once. The suffer is going to come once, so don't be like me. Okay, although I had a good reason coming with my family once, because my children are too small. Only my partner cannot handle those the two boys and then all those many bags. So we just had to go together. Okay, it means that if I had to come first, it means that most of the things we carried will not be able to carry them. So it also depends on your family. Just do what is peculiar to you. Okay, so that's just it. Please, if I've not answered your question, please ask the questions again. Let it pop up. Let it pop up so that I can see it. Thank you all so much. Please like, and don't forget to subscribe. Someone asked for my email. I have a Telegram channel, a Telegram group that there's a link in one of my videos, my latest video. There's a link to it in one of my latest videos, so you can actually join that Telegram group to speak with me. My email is getting so filled up and I cannot keep up with some other important mails. Okay, but meanwhile, for any business inquiries, I'm looking for money, it's iamwinyjoe21@gmail.com. Okay, you can always reach me on that email. Thank you so much. Someone is asking again, is there scholarship in University of All? This fees is already subsidized. There's no scholarship. That 10,000 scholarship is just for home students, okay? It's just for home students. And I think it's only 3 people that even got it. So I think them subsidizing this fee for us, 9,000. We are paying the same amount with home students. I think that's enough. We shouldn't push it too much. I think that's enough. Okay, thank you, Mrs. Elsie. I'm seeing you. Thank you so much. Okay, is there any other question? Is there any other concerns? Because I'm going to have to end this section right now. Okay, Awele, what do you advise in getting accommodation in school before applying? Getting accommodation in school, no, 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 no. I think one of my friends fell for that trick. What he did was to actually apply for accommodation in school, but the accommodation in school has a contract for 1 year, and you cannot stay in that accommodation with family. Now, when you go and start signing a 1 year contract of how much, and you know your family is coming on the way, and they cannot stay in that room that you've gone to sign contract for, you can see it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So it doesn't make sense at all. You can actually squat, you can get an Airbnb, just anything apart from school accommodation. Okay, when do you come to the UK? Can you do 2 months before you resume? Yes, my school actually started in September 19. I was in UK a month before my course started. Can dependents start looking for a job after getting BRP? Yes, please. The dependents can start looking for a job after getting the BRP. It depends on the person if you won't be bored at first without them. Yes, scholar says you can actually come with your family or not. Depends on you and your situation. Aladipo, how much is visa application? Do I have to pay NHS for my son and husband? Yes, as I said before, NHS and IHS are 2 different things. Don't mix it up, please. You are going to pay for IHS for everybody. You as a student, your husband as a dependent, and your child as a dependent, and it's going to be the same amount. Everybody is going to pay the same amount, okay, for your IHS. So it's just basically that. I hope I've answered everyone's question. If you have any other further question, you can actually drop it in the comments below. And after now, I can actually answer those questions. Okay, Scholar said, I decided to come with my family because it gives me a sense of family. Without them here, I will be bored. Yes, coming with your family is a very, very good idea. But I think she was talking about initially. Should you come with your family initially? Well, am I right? Yes. So I think you have to come first, get an accommodation, get a place first, put things in order before bringing your family, especially children, when you know you have little ones. You don't want them to be on the street looking for, I'm looking for accommodation, up and down, the stress. I know what I actually went through. So your visa is valid for 3 months. Before the 3 months is elapsed, you're supposed to have gotten accommodation so that they can come and meet you. Okay, it's just basically planning. It's just basically all about planning. Thank you so much, all my UK buddies and my Nigerian buddies. I'm so happy that we're able to do this live section. This is the first ever live section. And I'm happy that it was actually a success. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. Have a blessed day. Bye.